Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thanks so much for tuning in today, where we've got a lot to talk about, including new content being added into the zombies mode here in Cold War, some interesting occurrences that has happened to players since the release of the recent patch, and we'll wrap it up talking about the current state of zombies in Cold War at the end. So to kick things off with our first story of the day, with their recent patch, Treyarch has now added daily challenges into the zombies mode. We knew it was coming within season 1. They delayed it from the start of the season for whatever reason. It's now in the game. You can see them prominently displayed in your zombies menu. These challenges will reward you exclusively with XP, which, you know, it is what it is. You can save your progress on these daily challenges by swapping them out into your reserve challenges section, which is a pretty cool feature. But a big warning for you guys, players are noticing that for whatever reason, when you start pack-a-punching weapons in zombies, they stop counting towards your daily challenges, as this Reddit user noticed, where only the zombie eliminations with his unpack-a-punch tac rifle actually count towards the challenges. So that just doesn't make sense. I'm hoping that that isn't intentional on Treyarch's part, and that we'll see them revise this to include all weapons, including their pack-a-punch versions, in a later patch. Next up, 3 new weapons are attainable in Cold War Zombies as of now. These were supposed to be the mid-season new weapons that were coming into the game, but it seems like either they just added them early or Treyarch screwed up in some way, because the Street Sweeper Shoddy, the Katana, and the Sledgehammer are now all available to use in Cold War. But the hook is that currently they must be unlocked in Warzone. Now we expect that there will be a way to unlock these actual weapons by completing their challenges within the zombies mode itself when they quote-unquote officially release, but currently unlocking them in Warzone is the only way to actually use them in Cold War. Again, it seems likely that these weapons weren't supposed to be obtainable in the game right now, but if you're a Warzone player, I'll leave a link to the actual challenges you need to complete in order to do this in the description to check out after this video's over. Next up, ever since the recent patch, players hopping into zombies have been met with this monstrosity of a menu. There's so much wrong here it'd take forever to go over, where it seems to blend the multiplayer menu with the trial free version of Black Ops 4 available to play multiplayer right now, with a few actual zombies game modes. So if you boot up Black Ops Zombies sometime soon and see this, it's obviously not intentional. I don't know how they got to this point, but here we are. Next up, in the second part of this, are we supposed to be seeing this right now? Players also booting up zombies recently have been met with this screen, which advertises custom games, including the power to create your own custom game modes here in Cold War Zombies. But wait, if you take a look at that picture in the middle of the actual screen, that isn't hashtag premises coming back confirmed. That's just a reused screenshot from the End of the Blood of the Dead intro cutscene from Black Ops 4. I don't know how this screen slipped into some people's games, but this seems likely to be another reused asset from Black Ops 4, likely referencing the custom mutation system from that game. If you weren't aware, a lot of the functionality of that custom mutation system, but the menus and options have been locked off from us players for some reason. Next up was the discovery of a new Firework launcher here in D Machina, where this Reddit user wanted to ring in the new year with style by launching this boy way up in the air and then simply enjoying the show. I can tell you one thing, I would not want to be the one standing underneath that thing when it goes off. They'll just have bits raining down on you. It's probably not a fun experience. But what is a fun experience is a little bit of a secret that has been recently discovered within the gameplay of Cold War Zombies, where if you use the Ring of Fire ability and you use your Gallo shotgun, if you get that Gallo down to have only 1 shell left, then you enter your Ring of Fire ability, you'll notice that your Gallo, for whatever reason, actually receives double tap, where it's able to fire off rounds a whole lot more quickly than it usually is. So if you ever get in trouble and you know you need to take down a horde of zombies super quickly, fire off rounds until you have only 1 in your mag, hit that Ring of Fire, and then just hold down that trigger, fire away, and watch the zombies horde evaporate. Next up, some news from Treyarch themselves, where they announced that Double Battle Pass XP is going to be live within the zombies mode until December 28th. Now I have to say that while Treyarch did do a lot to kind of disappoint the zombies community with the launch of Season 1, one thing they did get right is that the Battle Pass progression within the zombies mode seems absolutely fair, on par with multiplayer, which I've got to applaud them for, considering their horrible way of implementing the Battle Pass into zombies in Black Ops 4. It's done a whole lot better in this game. but we gotta kind of take them to task when discussing the current state of zombies at the moment. I think it's pretty obvious to anybody that's watched zombies YouTubers that have played the mode that Season 1 is pretty much a massive fail from Treyarch trying to keep people interested in playing this mode. Jingle Hells, while cool as an idea, is basically a stripped down version of Die Maschine with a few reskins, with both seemingly no new Easter eggs, which we kind of expected for a Christmas themed zombies map that maybe Treyarch might throw in a new Easter egg or two to kind of fit in with the seasonal environment. That would have been pretty cool, probably pretty easy to implement. And while there is a few leads about possible Easter eggs on the map, nothing at all has been found so far, which has led to the theory that maybe Treyarch will turn on the Easter eggs in the game mode at a later date. I kind of doubt that, to be honest with you, but hey, let's remain optimistic. It might end up happening. And the second part of that is, I don't know why anybody at Treyarch decided to make this decision, but it seems like all the regular Easter eggs on the map itself are disabled when in this new Jingle Hells game mode, meaning that there's even less to do on this single map that we've been playing for months now. So I can't think of any reason why Treyarch thought it would have been a good idea to turn off all of the Easter eggs on the map itself. We do have the second new game mode that's going to be added to the game mid-season, so probably in around a month from now, Cranked, which I don't see as being another game changer, especially if in that game mode, just like in Jingle Hells, Treyarch will disable all of the Easter eggs for some reason. Just a questionable decision making on their part that doesn't really make any sense from the player's perspective. It seems pretty obvious to me that if Treyarch is going to go this route, releasing a new zombies mode one season, then a new map the next season, then a new mode the next, then the map the next, and so on and so forth, they have to do a better job of putting their brains together, coming up with some creative ideas of how to make new modes in zombies that players actually want to play more than once, which they've pretty much failed to do up until this point. I know a lot of players, myself included, have been constantly asking for something more of a competitive co-op environment here in zombies. The addition of the grief mode being the obvious choice of why don't they add this. It'll add a whole lot more replayability into the game. If you weren't aware, the grief mode pits two teams of 4 players against each other in order to survive the longest on the same zombies map. I still sincerely hope that they do, but a part of me wonders if one of their reasons for not implementing grief so far into the zombies mode is because of the prevalence of outside of the map and different boundary break and pile up glitches within Die Maschine itself that are constantly being found, which isn't the fault of the community, it's the fault of the developers for allowing those glitches to exist in the game in the first place. They put grief into the game, having it be competitive co-op, 2 teams facing off to survive the longest. If just one person from one of those 8 players from either team gets into a pile-up or a glitch spot, basically that just ruins the whole game, right? Ruins the whole point of trying to stay alive the longest in grief. So part of me wonders if Treyarch is cognizant of that fact and is one of the reasons why they won't put grief in, because it'll kind of force them to increase the speed in which they patch new glitches and bugs that are found in zombies maps, and you know that there's always a ton of them and tons of new ones always being found every patch. So while we're gonna have to postpone the daily dose of zombies news until the new map comes out mid-February, I do want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to all you guys watching, both returning and new subscribers to the channel. Before the launch of Cold War Zombies, I didn't upload a video here for over a year and a half, but we kicked things off strong, kept building momentum, and ended up becoming like one of the top 5 viewed zombies channels during the release window of Cold War, which is absolutely insane considering how long this channel actually lied dormant with no videos going up. So I have only you guys to thank for that. And no, I appreciate the heck out of your support. I do try to read every single comment you guys leave on this video. So hey, to the guys that were leaving comments on my prior videos inquiring if I was dead or not, because I haven't been giving you your daily dose of zombies news throughout the last little week or so, it's because basically I'm only going to make a video, guys, if there's something genuinely interesting to talk about. My philosophy with video making here on YouTube, it's why I took a break for a year and a half from posting on this channel, is if I'm personally not interested in it, I'm personally not going to talk about it. And as zombies is kind of in content drought right now, there's nothing that exciting to talk about that constitutes daily uploads about the mode anymore. Or I want when a new zombies news update goes up that you know it's going to be actually some interesting content in it, which means videos will come out a little bit fewer and far between during this first season until we get our new map, until we actually get that explosion and injection of new content this game so desperately needs, and we'll go back to a daily dose of zombies news in February. And you can be sure that when there's actually some interesting zombie stuff to talk about, I'll I'll be here covering it for you. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, want to show your support, click the clack or tippity tap any one of those buttons down below. There's a bunch of them below the video. And I'll see you with another Zombies news video sometime soon. Peace!